Guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do JSA issue number 85 by DC Comics, and we're going to continue the story. Let's go. So we see here Courtney and the mom, and the mom says, "Slower, Courtney. Okay, mom, it's under control." But then she says, "I learned how to fly. How tough can driving be?" And then her mother says, "Courtney, look out and hit the brakes." So I thought to myself, "Oh, it's so serious." And then it's just that she is doing, I don't know, driving lessons or something. But then the gentleman's ghost is here already, and they are crashing the car. And yeah, it looks great, even the horse, man. And the gentleman ghost says, "What a fortuitous moment, little lady. I can finish my task without even needing to touch ye, leaving it to my own horse and your carriage." So the horse is trashing the car, but then Courtney escapes, and she says, "I don't know why you called the gentleman ghost, mister, but right now I'm not feeling ladylike." And she escapes with her mother. She puts her mother down and she says, "Hey, this is GSA stuff. Please go home and be safe." And Courtney says, "You're trying to pick us off one by one with your threats and spooks, but you forgot one thing about the Justice Society. We watch each other's backs." And Paracle comes in, and yeah, it seems that he is now, I don't know, can clock him real good, although Courtney is, flying straight through him, which is weird. And she also asked that, why couldn't I hit him like you did? And Power Girl says, "Want to explain that, Craddock?" I do not, Power Girl, for I'm far too much of a gentleman to comment on such matters. I shall simply bid you good day." And then he is gone again. So yeah, this is basically his MO. So Karen and Courtney are pretty pissed off, especially Karen. And Courtney says, he can attack us anytime, and we can't hold him. No wonder he could cripple Green Lantern. So they are, a little bit worried and think about what to do next. And Courtney says, "Well, at least it turned out better than my first driving lessons did." Meanwhile, okay, we're going back to the past again. Well, this guy here is, telling some kind of a ghost story about his master being shot in the head, and about being a highwayman. Now, I'm not sure what a highwayman is, but maybe someone, some viewer can tell me what that is. I believe that's probably when people ride carriages through some kind of a highway. I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, Craddock thinks that it's going to be his destiny. He's going to be a gentleman of the road. All right. Because the gypsy said so in the last issue, or something like that. Meanwhile, we see here Mr. Terrific and the Flash, trying to figure out, what the ghost wants and how to defend themselves from him. And Mr. Terrific, noticed that his clothes is 200 years old. And he wondered where that come from. And the spectrometer, a little bit like Ghostbusters, doesn't reveal anything unusual. Cool. So Dr. Midnight comes in and he says GL is stable but still unconscious. All we can do is wait and see. And so Flash decides that he's going to get Joan and bring her back where it's safer. Then we're going to figure out how to find that phantom murderer. Okay, pretty cool. So we see then young Craddock, I don't know, doing his, running into the woods, going into the highway. He says, basically he says it's still his destiny, and the destiny called to the road, looking for a man to apprentice me to the trade. Didn't I know my chosen masters were born of a different realm? So yeah, this is all these highwaymen. They are ghosts, and the ghost says, "And this stripling is still be the last and the greatest of the highwaymen? Dick, it can't be true. Black Bess say so. Smell the power in him. Now, lad, dinna be afraid of ghosts." Now, this is interesting. Meanwhile, we have Jakim here with the genie, and they're doing some digging through the old files about the ghost. So, and then Jakim has some kind of epiphany, and he says, "Hey, I know how we get information." So he orders the genie to go to the place where the ghost lives, and the genie says, "No, that's not a good idea." So they are going here, and this is still New York City, and Jakim says, "What are all these ghosts are doing here? You said where the ghost lives, Jakim. They live everywhere, out of sight." And then one of the ghosts, almost hit him, but they can't hit him. They really can't hurt you or hear you, unless you're the one who killed them, or someone break the rules. Then all hell breaks loose. Pardon the fun. Then this is happening. So Jakim is being strung up by the ghosts. Well, because he's a ghost. So, hey, hard to say the magic words, lads. But there's rules for genies as well as ghosts, ain't there? So the genie just, attacks the ghost and, brings Jakim to safety. And, oh, wait a minute. And he says, thanks, T-Bolt. Maybe coming here by ourselves wasn't such a good idea after all. But then it seems that these ghosts are turning against these our young heroes. So the Thunderbolt says, "You can fix it." Right, so cool, Thunderbolt. How about calling up some help? Now that's a good wish. And then we see the Atom, Batman, Jade, Mr. Terrific, the original one, and Sandman here, the original one, which is pretty cool. So they are going out of the way while the superheroes are fighting the mob. And what they say, Jakim says, "Ghost Batman, he's not dead. It's complicated, kid, but keep your eyes peeled. You never see better than this." So yeah, there's a fight between the ghost heroes and the other ghosts that are attacking them, which is really cool. I like that. I like seeing Mr. Terrific again and him working together with the Batman. Well, Jade does her own thing, and she says, "Strange, I'm back, but I'm not." And not real, not alive, but even as a ghost, as they try to pummel her, "I can take out trash like you." I always like Jade. I love her design, the cool costume, the haircut. It's just, classic character. And she says, "Strange, something's calling my soul." And she looks into the window and she sees her dad here. She says, "Dad, don't die, Daddy." And then we go here again, and the ghosts are going back. But then Jakim says, "Hey, so cool. Don't let Batman go, Thunderbolt." And he says, "I cannot hold him long, Jakim." Jakim says to the Batman, "The gentleman ghost vanished again, Batman. You're the great detective. How do we find him and stop him?" And Batman says, "Find him in the land of the living where he was born, not the dead realm. One with noble blood will be his downfall. One of us." Wow, that piques immediately my interest. And I want to know more. Oh, by the way, I forgot. This is Rack Morales' art. Great, you can immediately see that. It's just fantastic. He's a great artist. Meanwhile, young Craddock is, being, how do you say? He's going to be an apprentice now for these ghosts. And he says, "You're one of us, lads. Not a ghost, not yet, but a highwayman born to be the best. Come, we'll give you a ride, and you'll never ever be afraid of man or beast again." And we rode to the Great North Road, where the whole length that night, London and Edinburgh, and halfway back. Somewhere along the mile markers I lost me fear, and wondered whether I wake living or dead. I like this. I like this a lot, that we see not only just, a villain battling the GSA, but also the background, how he was born and raised, and how he basically becomes the gentleman ghost. It gives him way more character, and the writer does a really good job highlighting that. And at some point I feel a little bit bad for Craddock, but also not, because, well, he's a piece of shit. But this is different times. It's 200 years back. Different times. You have to do everything to survive, even killing. Although I'm not this is not what you want, but that's, you know, how it was in those times. It's just, yeah. Meanwhile, we have here people, you know, talking, and Courtney is worried about, I don't know, her being a good driver, but also, you know, making always insecure, but also, yeah, she thinks she's responsible for things going wrong. And then Wildcat tried to assure her, and then Dr. Midnight comes, and he has concerns as well. And he says, Flash brought his wife here, and they're with GL now. GL, Green Lantern. My monitors will alert me if there is a development. And he says, I became a doctor to help people, save people. It's the most triumphant feeling. Nobody warns you how lousy it feels when you lose. You know, all these little bit of humanizing heroes, I think it's really cool. It like I said, it gives all these superheroes and villains character. You care or not care for certain aspects of the book, you know. And although it's mostly we want to see action and cool spectacle things, but you know, sometimes taking a step back and let, you know, people be people, even if it's comics, even if it's not real, it connects with the reader a lot. I mean, it connects with me. That's how I feel it. Meanwhile, we see Jay and Joan here with Alan, and Joan is you know, very sad. Oh, Alan, I hate seeing you like this. It reminds me of all the times you and Jay have been hurt, and all the friends we've lost. But then this is happening, and she says, "Come back to us, Alan, please, please." And then Jade appears through his ring, and she says, "The walls between the worlds are weak now, Dad, so I can give you a last kiss I owe you. Live, Dad, we have forever to be together again. They need you here for now." And then he's starting to wake up. This is great. Like I said, humanizing people, give them some emotional arc here, connecting, you know, putting the puzzle pieces back together. This is nice. This is really nice. And this is why I love comics. I mean, especially comics like this. I'm invested in these characters. I'm invested in the story. And I cannot wait to get into the next one. Guys, let me know what you think about this comic. I see you next time. Bye-bye.